Hello, storytellers. It's Storytelling Ron. I'm going crazy today. This is my third video. I just got stuff that to me is important for videos. Okay. Christians in Space. This is my setting for the Lord RPG. That's right. The same game in space in the future. I am going up against Star Wars, and I really enjoy Star Wars. I like Star Wars. And I appreciate what they're doing. But obviously there's a pretty 99% chance it's going to go woke, just like every other thing in corporation, foundations, universities that are not founded in the Bible, in marriage and family. And you need God to keep that. Otherwise, you're going to drift towards the paganism, progressivism, whatever. Anyway, so I'm making a Christian sci-fi that feels like Star Wars, but to me makes way more sense than Star Wars or Star Trek or any of them from a Christian creation perspective, because all of the aliens, and there are aliens in my Christian sci-fi, they all come from the mad scientists and engineers who left Earth a few hundred years previously, 300-400 years previously, and terraformed the planets, and then they genetically modified humans to fit the planets. Makes way more sense than aliens that all are humans basically with animal features on them. So in this one, if you're going to come up against Sharkmen, you're going to come up against Ogremen, you're going to come up against Dogmen, you're going to come up against Lizardmen and Fishmen, and they all are alien, but they still come from God's creation and are corrupted by man. So you're going to have the whole planetoids of weird freaky deakies. Plus they're genetically modifying and changing creatures to fit with the planet. So you're going to have any kind of beast you want to make up. See? So we Christians are going to rock the sci-fi, and you're a missionary. That's right. So the base, I think I've already told the story, but I'm telling you, this is actually meant to be about spaceships. But I'm telling you anyways, because I'm so excited. Basically, the atheists left. The Christians are persecuted, left on the planet. The atheists, with their arcs and rockets, went off into space because they discovered that space travel doesn't take that much time. Time dilation happens between the gravity fields of stars, so that no time passes. But they get to the other star systems in a matter of weeks, like a week or two. So it's hyperspace. So basically, hyperspace is everything in between the stars that has no gravity. Anyway, whatever. So that's that premise. The atheists blow up the Earth or try to with a nuclear thing just because they want to get rid of Christianity, the Bible, Israel, and so I have a game setting called the Apostles of the Apocalypse, which is that. And so the Christians survived. They were in the work camps. They're coming out now from the bunkers, and they re-evangelize or re-civilize the Earth and find any survivors and all the mutants and Gamma World. And so that's a great game setting, and I've already got that going. And it's a fun hex crawl kind of map, and I've got a group of people playtesting it and having a blast. I'm having a blast with it. Same game setting. And here's the cool thing. So the Dark Ages one is basically swords and weapons. Then the Apocalypse one is basically with shotguns and flamethrowers and vehicles. And then the Christian sci-fi one just adds to that with laser guns and spaceships and robots and a little bit more. And the Apocalypse one will have some creepy robots in there as well. But the sci-fi one, same game system, same settings, and I'll show you kind of how it works, or how it does work. And also, I'm going to have aliens. I'm going to have Terminators, because the engineers created, AI and killer robots, and then some of the mad scientists created mad bugs and aliens that are proliferating around the Earth or the different planets, the terraformed planets, and terrorizing and invading them. So you can use all these genres to have a fun sci-fi setting, free from the pagan and trappings that erase Christianity like it doesn't exist. Okay. And then in this, you got all that fun stuff so that you can be a missionary and evangelize. So let me go into the ship part of this. here's what I figured out. I'm going to, I doodle it out because it's the reason I chose this as well, because I can't draw very well. But the reason I chose the doodling is it's quick, it's easy. I can put in when I need something for my design, I can quickly draw it out and throw it in there. And I wanted to do it black and white so that you could print it out on paper. So think about this as like cut these out and put this out on paper, tape it together. This is your kid's spaceship. Okay. And you can throw this down on the table and they can put their little tokens on it and run around and you can get invaded. Little guys. In this in my setting, in the sci-fi setting, nobody blows up other ships because they're too valuable. They attack them, disable them, and then go and board and do a boarding attack. Just everyone does that because they resources. So here's the ship. Here is I just add a token here of the ship. This is all done with the I don't know what this is called, tiles, the tile browser, and in the game, or when you buy the game or Kickstarter it, or it's definitely going to be in my annual membership, the starting of this game and a lot of the basic assets. But I've already did all these folders have stuff in them, and the main one I use is ship interiors, and this is you can piece together your own spaceship with different armaments, and corridors, and then I do use outpost because an outpost is where you can place down these in jigsaw puzzles to create the encounters, where they go land and what sort of moon or asteroid or planet that's been terraformed, and it'll have a base, some sort of civilized part, because it's very like Frontier, everything in the future, or where the atheists, and there is an empire. There's an empire. I have an empire. The atheists created an empire, and they've got dominators who go around searching and with their troopers, and I don't think I call them troopers. I call them something else. But they go around oppressing people. They're very powerful. They're basically like cyborgs, and they have powers of vibration. See, I'm totally going for it. They have powers of vibration, and they use fear. They have the power of despair because there's no hope. And there is demonic influences, which I'm still sort of working on that. But again, I like to keep things grounded on the ground floor with humans. I'm not into the angel demon direct storyline as much as they come in and affect the humans, but they aren't like the actual things that I delve into. I'm into the missionary ground level stuff. So this is a ship you put together. This is the starting missionary ship of the Christians. So the story goes is that after they finally retake the earth and re-civilize it, the atheists who have erased or forgotten Earth, one of the group comes back and invades it, and so the Christians relearn that we got these atheists out in outer space that we got to deal with, and they eventually win and beat the prodigals that are the evil atheists that try to return Earth and take it over, and that is the alien invasion setting that I'm going to be putting together at some point, like an XCOM type of role playing game, and then that's a setting, and then the next setting is going to be horror sci-fi, where the Christian Crusaders have to go out into the solar system, Mars, Jupiter, and then root out all the remnants of the prodigals who are all created horrifying bases and places there that they were using to invade Earth with. See, so we can totally, as Christians, create all these cool genres that we love, and in the Gamma world can be total zombie cities, radiated, rabid zombie things. We have no problem. What I'm trying to get at to you Christians, we have no problem putting our faith and keeping it biblically inherent. I am pushing the end times back probably a few hundred years. That may be an issue. I don't know, but since Jesus is not letting us have a date, I figure it's okay. I am pushing it back. I think it's going to be pretty soon, but I'm pushing it back for this. Okay, so this is the ship. You see all different parts. They got a little robot they got here. And look, here's their little cockpit area. I got 3 little control units. These are, they're the guns. These are like the airlock doors. Keeping it fun and simple. Crates. This is the workshop. This is the bunk and mess hall. This is like just either engines or life support. These are airlocks for outside. This is a lab, medical lab, and med lab. And then these are the thrusters. I kind of use the same piece as the other one. Although I do have new artwork for that, but let me look real quick right now. Let me just see if I got it put in here? Did I? Well, that's this outpost, and then ship interior. Did I put the thrust? There they are. Let me use this one. So see, you can kind of put these. Oh, it's different. Why is it different colored? Okay, I gotta figure that out. That's. Oh, this is. Is this? Oh, this might not be. Oh, okay. This is the picture. I forgot. This is the picture of the thing I made and then put this on there. So I will update this later. But this is so now you can just put these there. You know, copy paste. Yeah. Oop, copy paste. Okay. And then you can do things like that. So you have the ship. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Oh, and then here, let me. This is the stats, and I'll go over that in the next section. But they're very simple, and I want to show you how simple this is. All right, let me go to the next section. The next map here, where as a GM, see, you can, using the same pieces, create different ships. And thusly, that way you have now a sense of the visuals and the dudes, and you can your tokens can actually go into the ships and do their thing. And there's even a moon base. Let me show you a moon base. What do I do with it? Where is it? It's under Bernard Star. Okay, so I'll just show you. I'm using the same. This is a base. See, it's a floating base, a platform on top of the atmosphere of this planet. And then where's the other one? Smuggler. So this is a merchant ship. See, here's their ship, and they got a shuttle, and they come over here. And this is, like a cantina trading outpost floating and orbiting the planet, or it's coming through the planet, but then it's going to bug out and then come back. And see, they encounter a bunch of characters, and these are all tokens available for the game for Christians in space. And I like saying that, Christians in space. Okay, so let me go back to the ships. Again, if you can support my For the Lord RPG Kickstarter, and then this is going to be part of the annual membership part. And then I'm pretty sure I'll be doing a quick Kickstarter for the post-apocalyptic one, which has some of the stuff, and then this one. Okay, so this is the Red Cult Raider ship. It's got a little cargo area, and this is like a local ship. It's like based on the Earth, the planet that they're on. So it doesn't like do interstellar travel. I mean, it can, but they prefer not. They would not want to. It's a light freighter. And here's the control areas. There's one gun in the front, one gun here on the top. And here's the life support engine, whatever. And then here's the thruster down here, and then the cargo. And this is just their hangout area. So this is pretty much a local ship. And that's the thing. My sci-fi maybe is a little bit, everything is a little more rustic or crude as far as the culture of technology. They're very Spartan and only do what they need, kind of thing. So it's not like tens of thousands of years old like Star Wars in that sense. I guess they don't have like hot rods or stuff like that. I mean, they do. Like I think they do in the Empire. They will have those for sure. But in this they're actually in the sort of the outer rim area, the remnants zone, and so it's going to be more like this rustic stuff. And I'm one day we'll get a really pro artist to do the Empire stuff. But this is a Raider scuttleboat, and I'm going to go through the stats here in a sec. So it's got one airlock, simple cargo, big rockets on top, and scuttle means to sink a boat. So Raider scuttleboat, because I know you can scuttle a boat, but I just playing off of that using Raider scuttlebutt. Troop transport. So this one's got a bunker. It's got the robot bay here. This is a robot. Looks like you can put robots in there. It's got rockets on top. It's got a workshop or cargo bay area, and that's for the robots. And if maybe I can even put like a little tank in there, like that they drop off in the pod or whatever. It's got one laser gun and one long range rocket. So there's that. And then there's the crew. And then this one is for the Ogrins. Oh, or not Ogrins. Yeah, see, Warhammer 40K. I can totally do Ogrins. They're called Ogrigs in mine. Where are they? Oh, they're under mutants over here. So see these guys, big old Ogrigs. And let me put a human in there just so you can see. This is an androidy dude, but See? So Ogrigs. And they have this ship, and this ship, I'll just leave them in there, is a big old bulky, bulk freighter kind of thing. Ogrig trawler, I call it. And I'll show you stats in a sec. These are cannons with iron balls in them. And do I have that in my book? No, I just made it up. I wrote it. I typed it in here. Very easy. I don't want to give them the heavy laser cannon because they're Ogrigs. I'm going to give them a cannon. Just a cannon with iron balls they shoot out, Just boom. And I just typed it out in here. Very heavy cannon. There it is. Okay, and I'll explain that in a sec. I did now, obviously, if you were doing this on a printer, I would not be able to you could, I guess, make these larger, print them out larger, but in here, I made these, I just stretched them out to be bigger. Once in a while, I will do that with some of the pieces. I'll stretch them out to fit in the virtual tabletop, but you got to figure that for yourself in real life. Yeah, these doors are bigger here. But these are from the outpost. They're supposed to be fuel tanks, but then I use them for thrusters. But I drew some new ones so I could add those in. So and also then a little assault boat, little shuttle assault boat here, and this is a missile carrier thing, carries missiles, and laser gun, light laser gun, and then this is a little fighter ship. Okay, so let me explain how the game mechanics work for the ships, and it's really fun. We play tested it once. It felt very exciting. So I want to pull up just a person because I want to show you what a person looks like and how, let's start with this guy. It just correlates. So obviously a person is going to have their traits: aggression, awareness, technology, spirit, intellect, and social, just like Dungeons and Dragons with their ability scores. And then the defense of this guy is a 15. He's got plastic armors. His save is a D4, like a stormtrooper, and his vigor, hit points, or whatever, is 8. He's got a gun +3. I'm making him kind of simple. D8 damage, very simple, basic, medium range, and then or shotgun +3, D10 long, reload, crushing, auto 3 ammo. So it's a little bit tougher, obviously, this guy. And he. Oh, the P1 is piercing 1, so they use slugs in their shotgun. And I can just tweak this too if I want. Like right now, I'm thinking about tweaking it. Maybe, I don't know why this is long range. I'm going to make this shorter. Just short range. Not even medium. And you know what? If I feel like he can shoot medium, I'll just do it in the game. I'll just but I'll get -D6 or something. But I think that should be short range. And then the gun is medium. And then stun baton. So, but whatever. I'm going to bypass that for now. But do stuns. Okay, so how does it correlate then to ships? So look at the ship. It's got a handling of TR10. Now this is the ship combat is basically in space, right? So that's where you're going to have these stats. And there's a little chart just showing the different handling rates of different size ships. And the lower the better. So his handling is a 10, so they just need to roll above a 10 to get a little bonus to use first on if they go before the other person. Whatever their handling number is, the number that they win by is their number their initiative order in a sense. But they can put that number into their defense, and it's a die, by the way. So let's say they go 14. They roll a total of 14, so it's 4. So they would get a die 4, and that die 4 they could use on their add to their defense. They can do for adding to their shooting, or they can use it for someone else shooting, on their ship. So that's the handling advantage there of piloting. And obviously, if they roll and they get a total of 4, but the other person rolls a 20, let's say the other person rolls a 21, but they're on a big ship, and the big ship is handling is an 18, so they only win it by 3. See, so the fighter ship gets to go first. But if the big ship has a long range weapon, they get to fire first because they have a long range. So then the fighter ship will say, "Oh, I'm going to use this on my defense. I'm going to use my handling on the defense." Then, see, simple. Okay, so there's that, and then the same whether you're using a gun or a laser gun. So this light laser is D10, so it's basically a shotgun. right? And yeah, it'll do D10 on a person or D10 on a ship. I'm not changing the scale or anything. So I'm leaving it as is. Now, here's the difference, though. He's got an armor save of D4, and this ship, all ships start with, or all vehicles and ships start with D12. And why do I think that way? Because they all have a thin piece of armor, of metal on them. It's not like when you get bigger, you get thicker armor. It's the same thin junk, on every ship or every car. Every truck and car basically has the same kind of thin metal to cover it. So that's D12. Now it can go up. It can, if it's armored, if it's meant to be armored, or if it's a huge ship. If it's a huge ship, it's the hull points go up more than the armor does. But the armor can certainly go up. And I don't worry about the prices or a chart or a complicated thing. You as a GM just decide, will they really have that much armor? Like, let's say it's a big passenger liner. I'm going to keep it D12 armor save, but their hull might go up a little. Like it might be 6. But think about this: a passenger liner. Well, let me continue, and you'll understand why the passenger liner will still survive more than a small ship. Okay, and I'm going to bypass the weapons real quick and talk about parts. Parts is very important in ships. What part do you hit? So you decide what the major parts of a ship are. And then when another ship shoots them, you roll to see which part they hit. So this ship only has 2 hull points because it's a fighter ship. So it's pretty weak, and it only has 4 parts. So obviously its strength is in its moving around defense. It's dodge. Defense is focused on dodge, whether you're a human or a ship. So if it gets hit, then I as a GM roll randomly which section, and then which it takes 2 points of damage. And if it hits the controls crew area, any extra damage is going to go on the person, And then if it takes it in the gunnery and it takes 2, the gun's out because it's only got 2 holes. So it's a very light ship. Okay, refuel is just for role playing. If you get this, you can refuel. That's how much you need to refuel it. So, ergo, let's just go jump to this bigger ship so you can see how this one. See, the hull is 2 here. The hull is only 6 difference here. It's not even that much more. It's just, but it has so many parts to hit that if it hits one part, it may not really damage. The ship is still capable of doing things. Now, obviously, if it hits the engine or controls, then the ship may be out, or drives. The ship may be out. But what I do in the middle of the fight is it'll be at a penalty for a while, and then it's going to go out, kind of thing. I don't like immediately take it out unless I feel like, wow, they did a lot of damage. Then that engine is gone, But if they do say the 6 damage, then I'll just say, okay, it's at minus D8, for the handling now. For a little while, I'm going to play it, but it's going out. It's disabled or whatever. I don't know. I haven't completely 100% figured that out, but still, you guys get what I'm saying. So that's the thing about the cool thing about parts, man. You don't know which part's going to get hit. And if one part is taken out, then I will move it either down. I generally move it up or down, depending on where I just narratively, but it's going to be the 2 next to it that I do, take the next form of damage. Okay, so that's that. So again, here, look, this one has a D4, D12, and a D4 because it's a troop transport, so it's going to be a little more armored. The hulls are generally the same points taking damage per part. It's this part that'll go up for military versions. They're save against getting, once they do get hit. And again, the lasers only does D10. I know you think that's not a lot. It's almost it's the same as a gun or whatever, but it's a light laser. And I mean, again, you can go D12. You can go, and for instance, let me go to, there's a missile here, right? The missile is 2D12. But let me go, there's a heavy laser. Oh, here, the Ogrig, their Ogrig trawler has a heavy cannon, and it does D12 plus D6. And when you have 2 dice going, that's huge. It's a lot more damage than say 1 dice, right? So that right there is really dangerous. They're at minus D4 to hit. I should type in to hit, just because of how bad their aim is. I just added that in there. I figured, they're just silly and old, ogres, and they're not really good at hitting. That's what I, as a GM, do. This is their cargo. So their parts here: controls, cannon 1 and cannon 2, cargo, engines, drives. That's all they have in their ships. And they have other stuff, but I'm like life support or whatever. But I'm not gonna. That's all that matters to me. The life support is The life support is probably just spread out through the whole thing. So if one gets damaged, it doesn't really matter. But you can add whatever you want. I could add 2 more. I could put hull and a hull here because they just have so much hull that's all these guys are gonna hit, and it doesn't matter to the Ogrigs, which I could do, but I got 3 cargoes there, so whatever. But you can do stuff like that. You can make that. But let's think about this. Let's say this ship is just parked there, right? You think conceivably this guy with his shotgun can come up and save D12 and just start up close to like let's say a jet, but not like an F-16. Although we could say an F-16, I don't know, whatever. And I had slugs, and I came up to the jet and started firing at it into the engine, right? I think within 3 or 4 shots, I could damage that engine pretty good. Right up close. I mean, not from far away, but right up close, shooting at it. But let's say I was across like a basketball court, and the jet was over there, and I fired at it. I could conceivably aim at, and I would say if it was that range, though, for me, it would be, if it's a defense of 16, okay, that's 16 because it's in space and it's moving. So I would say a 12 if it's not moving. And also, if something is not moving, you get to choose where you hit it because it's not moving and you're not moving. So if they were just standing still. But if this thing was flying around, and let's say I was flying around, but I just had a shotgun, well, that would be crazy. But that'd be really hard to hit. Defense 16. But if I'm getting way into the weeds with this. But if I'm trying to think of a way. Let's say I'm in a helicopter and a jet's flying around. Well, a jet's flying around too fast because these stats are meant to be for a jet versus a jet, or a jet versus a spaceship, and they got the bigger guns. But let's say, okay, forget it. Let's just say I'm in a helicopter and a jet's flying around. The jet's too fast. I'm not gonna be able to hit it. Also, I do that where there's an aerial rule that they get a plus D4 and I get a minus D4 to hit them anyway. There is an aerial rule because a helicopter is just not going fast enough to be considered the same speed as the jet. But if I'm in another jet and they're in a jet, then that's just going to work this way anyway. So I'm kind of like confusing myself here. And that's not a situation that we have. Okay, so let me think. If we're on the ground and there's a jet flying by and we try to shoot it, we're going to be at minus D4. We got to hit 16. Think about it. We could hit it, but we'd only hit it once, right? With this shotgun. It has an auto 3 ammo, so you could hit it, but it would be hard to hit it with all 3 shots. And it's a 16 you need because the second 2 shots would require, or don't get any bonuses, just a raw roll. But the first shot is your thing. So you could conceivably hit it, and you do D10, and then here, let me just roll. I know I'm kind of going weird right now, but I'm just doing this. Let me just do the damage. Let's say you actually hit. So D10, 2 minus the see 3. So you don't even do any damage. If you hit it and bing, bounced off. So that would be really hard to hit a jet with your shotgun. And this to me makes sense. It'd still be hard. It'd still be hard to do it. And yet it still works. It's still there. It's all together. It's all one system. So you don't have to worry about personal scale like in Star Wars, and they have personal scale and vehicle scale. This all works. So think about this. If I'm shooting at a Star Destroyer, it's going to, I'm going to hit it, but it's going to have 150 parts or 100 parts, So I'm going to hit one part and damage it, but so what? Doesn't really matter for a big giant ship like that. And I would say their hull for a big destroyer like that, because it's massive, it'd have like 10 hull, or 20 hull per part, because of how massive it is in space. But I'm not worried about that right now. I'm doing all these sort of small, cool little freighter ships that you got to deal with. So I hope I confused you as much as I've confused myself. But this is the stats, all you need for a ship. And you can just do it based on you creating a little ship and then writing it out, typing it out with the handling. And you can even guesstimate the handling. Like a 12 is like a regular small frigate, like a Millennium Falcon or a little bigger. And then a 12 is, or is it? I don't know. I have to look. Well, whatever. Anyway, but 12, 14 is basically right around where it is. And then 10 and 8 are for like lighter ships. And then 16 and 18 are for big frigates and slower things, Star Destroyers and all that. 20, handling. And comm is just like for their communications, scanning, jamming, all that stuff. And there's their defense is 12, and then that goes down to 8 for big ships, and then goes up to 14, 16 for small fighter ships. And again, they all have a D12. Then you can armor it up with an extra second die. And their hull is like 2 for small ships, up to 10, 12, 20 for larger ships. And that's per part compartment. And again, there's a list of weapons, and you still make up your own, and you basically start from D10 on up, D12, D12 plus D4, 2 D12, if it's a big, heavy laser, battery. This is really fun. The auto 3 ammo thing that I've come up with for guns. What it means is it can be auto 4, it can be auto 2, it can be auto 5 or 6. I haven't done any of those yet. Those things. Basically, you get 3 shots in a turn. You get to roll 3 times, but only the first shot is your regular roll with your bonuses and all that. Then the next 2 shots are just free, no bonus, nothing, just raw shots, because you're doing, you're just shooting like crazy, and it kind of represents more than just 3. It's just so. But if this ammo number, a common one for the gun, I think, is a 6. If you roll the 6 on any of those, then you have to reload. You lose a maneuver, not a turn, but just a maneuver the next turn, and you got to reload quickly. And you got to take off one of your ammo. So, you better have an ammo in your inventory, and you got to erase it too. So that's my way of making them be cautious of their ammo. And ammo is just ammo. There's no different kind, just ammo. We assume the characters in their mundane activities get the right ammo. Okay. But just ammo is the rating that they all got to have and collect and find things and make ammo. But if you roll a 6, if you're especially with a handgun, in any of those 3, now the first one you get to add your wear, but in the second 2, it's just if you roll a raw 6 or below, then you have to reload. And you don't lose the next turn's shooting, but you do lose the next turn's maneuver if you have to move anywhere. Okay. So that's what auto 3 ammo means. And that's been a lot of fun, because they'll miss their first one, and then on those second 2, they'll get a shot in, nat 20 or whatever, and makes it a lot of fun. But it also, and then it also makes it risky, because they could run out of they run out of ammo, or they could jam it, because they roll a nat 1, you jam your gun. So that's a lot of fun. And this one obviously is part of the ship, so it doesn't have an ammo, an ammo failure. It can have a nat 1 failure, but not an ammo failure, because it's connected to the ship's energy. And that's the good thing about that. Whereas if you have a cannon or projectiles, you could run out of ammo with those. Okay, and then down here is just cargo, things that they do need to collect or get, or items. I think, see ammo here, 30. So you got 30 ammo here. So if they take the ship, they get that 30 ammo. 3 combots. Those are combats. Okay, combots. Okay. Anyway, so these are some ships I'm doing for the Christians in Space. Lots of fun adventure, missionary work as well, to convert some of these humanoid alien types. And some, as a GM, you decide you can make some that are just not savable because they're not human enough. They're whatever part of their brain or part of their physicality that's supposed to be designating the presence of a soul has been removed or damaged so much that the Lord is, chosen not to save them, or is not, instilled them, giving them maybe the breath of life, but not a soul. So that's where we're at with this cool thing. And and by the way, if any of my players watch this, you're penalized, minus D20 on your whole game. All right. Anyway,